Hello, peachy people. Thank you for joining me for another step to this mead. Bought some peaches and I cut them up and I froze them. I cut them in half this time actually, instead of just scoring the back. Cut them in half, took out the pits. It should be fairly easy to still peel off the skin. They're still kind of frozen. I figured while I was here, I'll weigh them. So 1 pound, 11 ounces of peaches, how much I bought. And I did actually intend to buy about 1 pound of peaches. I wasn't really sure how many I had. Yes, of course, I could have measured. There are scales in the grocery store, but it was kind of far away. There wasn't one like right there, and I just put some in a bag. I bought them. So I thought about adding ginger, decided not to, because I did add the recommended amount, you know? I didn't want to overdo it, potentially, on ginger. Don't you hate it, all of you animal people? When you wash out your bucket, you spray it several times with sanitizer and everything else, and you still find a frickin' hair. I'm gonna dump these. Oh wait, I can't just dump these. What am I doing? I have to peel them first. And I let these sit out on the counter for a couple of days to make sure, like, I'm good to go. I know I'm just throwing them in there with like big old peachy chunks, but I think I'm gonna let it sit for maybe 3 weeks. I think like once there's a good amount of alcohol in your mead, and this is just me speculating, this isn't based on anything, that perhaps it's a little bit safer to leave your fruit in for a little bit longer. I mean, I have heard of people leaving fruit in their mead for like a couple of months. I was like, wow, that's brave. I never thought of leaving fruit in for that long. So if any of you have left your fruit in for a long period of time, I'm curious, let me know. All right, now it's time for me to rack. So I suppose I'll kind of show this for those of you who may be new. I know I don't go over these sorts of things like ever in my videos. I have what's called a racking cane. It has this fancy little bottom that helps keep large materials from getting sucked up. You want to make sure you sanitize the whole thing, and you put, you know, clearly how siphons work. You're siphoning from one to the other. And then you just pump this. A couple good ones should do the trick. You always have to have the vessel that you're transferring to lower than the other one. And the lower it is, the faster the transfer will happen. I don't know, gravity, science, stuff like that. So this should be pretty quick. Now, the reason I wouldn't just dump this into my bucket is because you want to keep aeration down to a minimum with your meads and wines. If you add too much oxygen to your mead, you know, then you can risk oxidizing it, which will turn it into vinegar. So you want as little oxygen as possible, especially the older that your mead gets. It's not worth the risk, right? There's too much time and resources and money, honestly, that goes into this. We're like, why would you want to risk, you know, completely messing up your mead? These things are really cheap, you know, and I think it's the best tool out there. Personally, I got my bucket, I got my peaches, I'm good to go. Right, you just need to make sure your bucket snaps closed all the way. These seals tend to be pretty weak, so if you don't see a lot of pressure right away, sometimes you won't see any pressure, because honestly, the seals suck on these things. I really wouldn't want to leave it in here for very long, but at the same time, I want that fruit to like soak. You know, I really want to give as much time as I can to absorb. So this will probably sit for between 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm just going to continue on from this, and we'll see how it does. I don't know. I think peach might be one of those fruits where like it needs to sit and age for some time before you actually taste peach. Kind of like strawberry. Like when you ferment strawberry, it does not taste right at first. It takes like quite a few months for like real strawberry to come through if you know, ferment. So anyway, we'll see ya in a few days. Transition. Hello everyone, hello. I have decided to add more ginger. A couple of y'all were like, oh my God, that is not enough ginger. You're not even gonna be able to taste it. And I know one of you, I'm so sorry, I don't like refresh my memory on comments before I film, but one of you was like, I put a whole pound in of ginger. I'm gonna add a significant amount. I was thinking, I don't know, a much larger chunk than I had previously. I'm gonna take a look at my peach mead. I want to taste it actually. I want to just see what it's like right now. And when I tasted it before, I couldn't really perceive a whole lot of ginger then. Wish I didn't have so much of this in my glass. This has zero body. It is so flat. I put over 4 pounds of peaches in here, and that is the average that people add for a gallon, but I feel like it's so weak. I don't get the heat from the ginger at all. Like, the ginger is lost. It was in there for over a week's worth of time, but for some reason it's like, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's kind of there. I mean, yeah, I guess it is there. It hits you more at the end, but this totally lacks body. And I don't remember if at the end of the last portion of video, if I was like, I'm gonna go get more peaches. Well, I'm not, because this is the average amount that people It's more than what people add. I definitely think peach is gonna be one of those stone fruits that like need a significant amount of aging time. What do I want to do with this? I did put black tea in the very beginning to try to add tannin. You couldn't tell. I mean, maybe there's a little bit of tannin, but there's like no body. This is a zero body mead. It's really weird. I think it's the first time that I've had a mead that's been so like meh. Just meh? Damn, what am I gonna do? I'm not trying to make another peach pie. It's like, I already did that with a lot of like spice additions. I wanted this to be like a super peachy, maybe I can find pure peach juice to add. The flavor right now is so light that like oaking it would be too much. Adding any kind of spice addition would also be too much. Like it would completely overtake it. It's like watery. It's like this weird, watery. All right, well, I have room. The sweetness level is fairly low, 1.010. I thought maybe it would be fine with that. It's not, because this is so flat. It definitely needs more something. And that something is partially sugar. I think I'm gonna have to end this here because I need to see what I can find. Honestly, I'm at a loss right now. Like usually I can kind of think up what I want to do in the moment, but for this, I'm like, I need like pure peach juice and I need more ginger. Like I think I'm just gonna throw some ginger in here to sit for like a couple months. I want that kind of gingery burn a little bit, you know, with that sweet peachiness on top, because I think it's long enough. And when you see me next, I will have some kind of solution. But until then, you gotta wait, and I'm sorry. Sort of like a cliffhanger. What are we gonna do with this mead? Because right now it kind of sucks. Stay tuned. All right, so I am like partially undone, if you can't tell. I went grocery shopping and I had to go to 2 places because Kroger didn't have any kind of peachy juice like at all. Oh my God, my glasses are still dirty. My eyelashes like fell off when I got to Whole Foods, which is where I found this. So I'm just like, I'm kind of a mess right now. I found some peach juice, okay? It is not easy finding peach juice, at least peach juice without high fructose corn syrup in it. I am intolerant to corn sugar. Well, in all forms, but in sweet form especially, it makes me break out. So I have like scarring all over my face because of that. Peach puree, water, sugar, lemon juice from concentrate. So I'm basically, this thing just popped right out. Makes me so mad. I'm just gonna pour this in there. I wanna see what it tastes like. It smells frickin' peachy. This is what I more so imagine. It has kind of a viscousness about it. I mean, I guess I could do a little test. Let's just do a little test for test's sake. I did also buy more ginger just in case it's something that if I wanna add it. It adds significantly to it. Peach is so subtle. Why is peach so subtle? Unless you're eating like whole ripe peaches. Why? What is this? It's still not quite enough. I'm gonna fill this. And I know this is gonna lower the ABV, but I don't care because it's at like 13% anyway. If it goes down to like 10 or 11, it's whatever to me. It still has alcohol in it. As long as it's sweet, not even that, as long as it frickin' tastes good. That's what I care about. And right now it tastes like crap. This is gonna help a lot. All right, let's see what this tastes like now after I fill it like all the way. Significantly better. I do have some more ginger. However, I don't want to leave the ginger in here as long as I feel like this is going to need to clear, especially with this. This is not clear. This is a very cloudy drink. All right, well, I added some of this peach nectar by Hero. That's what it is. I used almost an entire liter, but it's still not enough for me. There's still something that's kind of about it, and I'm wondering what I'm gonna need to do. I mean, this had peach and lemon juice in it, which is really, is good. So I've got some acidity in there, but I need tannin and I need body. This does add some body, this juice does, for sure, but it still tasted thin because the mead is so thin, and I'm hoping with time that improves. I am considering oak. If I added maybe some rum chips. I have, okay, so here are the options, and by the time this video comes out, I still won't have done anything with this, so I'm not like worried. Here are my options. I have French oak, I have rum oak chips, I have mocha oak, which is really interesting. I don't know how chocolate, like a chocolatiness would do in this. I feel like it would change the character in a different direction maybe too much, but I'm not sure. I have vanilla beans. I don't know, vanilla peach, vanilla ginger peach, maybe? I mean, chocolate ginger is really good. I don't know if I've had chocolate and peach together, because I could do a mocha chip. I mean, I could turn this into some kind of, like a chocolate bar. I don't know. I don't know what to do. So I need your advice. If you've got any for me, if you have any recommendations, I would really appreciate it, because I'm like, what do I do? What do we do with it? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And I'm gonna end this video here. So we will pick back up when this clears a little bit, or when the video releases and I get some recommendations on what to do. Because obviously oak and stuff, I mean, I don't need this to be clear to add that, but it probably wouldn't have to sit on the oak for very long, so it would be good for this to clear out. Then I make an addition like that to, anyway, you know what I'm saying. Well, thank you ahead of time for any advice. It's very appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, thanks, bye.